I see like a split path somehow, where I see certain people who've chose to adopt this adult world. Oh, this is how you're supposed to do things, right? You gotta live life this way. I'm feeling a lot of pressure to go down that path. Getting a job at a production company, taking my films at a back burner and getting something more stable and stuff like this, like settling down. And then I see certain people who are older than me who are like, who've decided not to do that at all, and who decided to fully live as they've dreamed of living. So I think I see myself a little bit at this sort of crossroads, and I don't want to go to either of them. I kind of want to like just find like a way to weave it together. Any tips? Wait, you have something you want to say?
What tips me?
Yeah, I mean,
I guess it's important to do things in a way where you can continue to do the thing, right? Sustainability. So,
financial sustainability has been the question of this year.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think right now I'm just getting a little bit more transactional, if I would say, like.
Yeah.
And also, well, there's different things. One is just making myself legible to the world of business, and like, not asking people to pay me what they think it's worth or something like this, like just giving them my numbers and they can just make a simple choice and that's it. It's like, and to not be worried, like, okay, if they say no, they say no. Like, but I sort of define like what my time and energy is worth.
Yeah.
And I just say, here's what it's worth. So this is a way of making yourself legible, I think, and then learning how to talk about like contract and invoice and all of this,
the fun stuff.
Yeah, business. And there's communicating like what you do. Okay, I have all these different skills, and for example, one thing that I've been doing this for 10 years and I didn't know I could say that I'm this, like I can say actually that I'm a UX designer.
Right.
And I always thought I had to be like a graphic designer in order to say this, because I thought it was about the visual aspect of interfaces, but it's actually not. It's actually understanding the flow of apps and how you go from one stage to another and where you put the buttons and when things appear, and like drawing a wireframe and communicating how things should happen to like a developer. Like I've been doing that for like 10 years and it's like I have a lot of experience with that, but I've never called myself this term, which is used by a lot of people to describe those things.
Right.
So I literally learned that like 2 days ago. Like, okay, I can say that I do UX design.
Sick.
And this is another form of legibility, because when you say that and then people understand, okay, that's the thing. So, I mean, with film, I don't know what, there's probably like a bunch of domain-specific terms. Like about film.
No, for sure there is.
Then there's just like networking and meeting people and finding people you like and that you get along with, and trying to like go through those networks and find people that need what you have to offer, and also that people that have a budget to pay you. And I would use that as a filter, because if they don't have a budget, then you may or may not get stuck in a loop where you're always working with people that don't have a budget. So I'm very concerned about this for myself. Like, I don't like making everything about the transaction and like, if you want something from me, you have to pay me, right? I really don't like this.
But still,
unfortunately, I have to lean towards this because my reflex is to just be generous and then in the end not take care of myself. So anyway, but it's like, you make yourself legible, you meet people, you try and find places where there is an abundance of resources to pay you for your thing, and propose something or work with them. It's a dance.
Yeah.
Like maybe relationships, not to bastardize the concept of relationships, but there is a kind of like back and forth and communication, and sometimes it doesn't happen right away, and maybe it comes a year later, whatever, like,
Yeah.
So
it's a social thing.
There's a connection between those worlds for me.